Tara Reid, the beloved scream queen of early 2000s cinema whose wide-eyed charm lit up screens in films like American Pie and the campy Sharknado franchise, found herself thrust into a real-life nightmare that no script could have penned. Just days before Thanksgiving, the 50-year-old actress was left incapacitated, slumped in a wheelchair at the bar of a DoubleTree hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, prompting a frantic rush to the hospital and a police report claiming her drink had been tampered with. Surveillance footage captured the harrowing scene. Reid, usually the picture of bubbly resilience, barely able to hold herself upright as concerned staff wheeled her away. What followed was a whirlwind of confusion, denial from authorities, and Reid's unyielding insistence that something sinister had occurred. In a raw, emotional statement she declared, "Bottom line is no one ends up in the hospital incapacitated for over 8 hours after a drink. This isn't just a tabloid tale, it's a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities women face in social settings, amplified by Reid's public persona and the eerie parallels to her on-screen perils." The incident unfolded on a seemingly ordinary Saturday night at the hotel bar, a spot buzzing with out-of-town guests and the low hum of weekend chatter. Reid, fresh off promotional duties or perhaps unwinding from travel, settled in for what should have been a relaxing sip of wine. She stepped away briefly, maybe for a call, a restroom break, or just to stretch her legs, leaving her glass unattended for mere moments. When she returned, there it was. Her wine, covered by a napkin in what staff later described as standard bartender protocol to protect drinks from contaminants. But for Reid, that napkin might as well have been a veil over a darker truth. She took a sip and then, nothing. The last fragments of memory, the taste of the wine, a glimpse of a couple chatting nearby. Then blackout. 8 hours later, she awoke in a hospital bed, disoriented and alone, with no recollection of the ambulance ride, the hotel exit, or the void in between. "That was the scariest feeling I have ever felt. I felt so helpless," she recounted, her words dripping with the terror of the unknown. Rosemont police, tasked with piecing together this puzzle, reviewed hours of security footage and conducted interviews with bar staff and witnesses. Their conclusion? No smoking gun. While video surveillance showed Tara Reid at the hotel bar, at no time did video show anyone tampering with or adding something to her drink, the department stated matter-of-factly. They emphasized the napkin as a protective measure, not a cover-up, and noted that multiple interviews yielded no leads on foul play. Currently, no one is under investigation, and the case hangs in limbo pending hospital records that could reveal toxicology results, if any tests were even performed. "We are working with Tara Reid to receive those records which she has also not received," police added, highlighting the bureaucratic snags that often plague such reports. For Reid, this dismissal feels like gaslighting on a grand scale. "This has been a horrifying experience for me that is severely affecting my mental health," she confessed. "I cannot sleep over this. It's a very scary feeling not knowing what happened to me. I believe I was drugged. Something happened to me." At the center of the storm is Sean P., a YouTuber and self-proclaimed influencer who crossed paths with Reid that fateful night. According to his version, recounted in a viral video, the encounter started innocently enough. Spotting the actress in the lobby amid a gaggle of fellow creators, Sean approached, introducing himself as a very successful influencer. They bonded over small talk at the bar, exchanged numbers and even stepped out for a cigarette. Reid's idea, he claims. Back inside, things took a turn. Sean says Reid, appearing tipsy, handed him her purse to fish out her room key while he settled his tab. Peering inside, he glimpsed what looked like pills, but before he could process it, Reid allegedly screamed for security. The guards intervened, but both parties waved it off as a misunderstanding. Another smoke break followed, and then, abruptly, Reid collapsed to the floor, her body giving out in a heap that security had to address. Sean's narrative doesn't end there. The next day, he texted Reid videos of her being wheeled out on a stretcher, purportedly to jog her memory or alert her to the footage circulating among his circle. What he intended as concern, Reid interpreted as extortion, a ploy to leverage the clips unless she paid up or stayed silent. In her police report, she detailed the exchange, writing, "The guy Sean P. I had the cigarette with texted me the videos of me the next day. I thought he was trying to extort, saying he could stop the videos going out, and he also told me I called security on him, and he also confirmed that I only had one drink. I am willing to prosecute." Sean vehemently denies any spiking, insisting he was as inebriated as she seemed and saw no opportunity or motive to harm her. Reid's team, speaking to media outlets, clarified that she never directly accused him in her report, labeling his retelling inaccurate and emphasizing the broader mystery of her blackout. This clash of accounts underscores the slippery nature of memory under duress, especially when alcohol, or worse, is involved. Reid's report paints a vivid, fragmented picture. The introduction, the smoke, the napkin, the sip, the void. She describes waking in the hospital with no discharge papers, her agent Chris scrambling to locate her and whisk her back to the hotel for her belongings before a flight home. The ordeal forced her to delay filing the report until she returned to Los Angeles, navigating phone tag with Lieutenant Joe until she could submit it in person. It's a logistical nightmare that mirrors the emotional one: feelings of violation, isolation, and doubt. For a woman who's built a career on vulnerability masked by humor, think her American Pie innocence clashing with Sharknado's absurdity, this feels like a cruel inversion, real danger without the heroic resolution. Reid's story isn't isolated. It's a chilling echo of countless drink-spiking incidents that plague nightlife scenes worldwide. Date rape drugs like Rohypnol or GHB dissolve into liquids undetected, erasing hours and leaving victims to battle skepticism from authorities and loved ones alike. Statistics from organizations like RAIN highlight how underreported these cases are, with only about 30% ever reaching police desks, and even fewer yielding convictions. Reid's high profile amplifies the issue, shining a light on the gaps. Inadequate testing, reliance on grainy footage, and the burden of proof falling squarely on the survivor. Her insistence, "I completely blacked out with no recollection of anything," resonates with survivors who know the terror of piecing together lost time. It's not just about one night, it's about reclaiming agency in a world quick to question women's instincts.